Okay, this is my short demonstration on how the app called Explain Everything for iPad works. I've been using it in my classes and it seems to work really well, so I thought I'd do a short video demonstration for you. Alright, so here we go. And the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of demonstrate how you can just type some things in here and have them come right up for you. And you can also do things like use the pen to write what you would like to write. And my handwriting's not that great, but those are a couple of things that you can do. So one of the nice things is that you can download PowerPoints into Explain Everything. You can download a lot of other kinds of files too, but I use a lot of PowerPoints in biology because we have a lot of complex diagrams like this. And one of the things that's nice is when you have something with a lot of small type on a slide, it can be a little crazy making, so you can divide it into 5 different slides. But with Explain Everything, you can just sort of enlarge it and say, okay, let's just look at the top. Let's look at the monierans here. Let's look at the amoebozoa and see how they're related to each other. Okay, then we can kind of go back and maybe now focus on the opisthocants. So I think you get the idea that you can enlarge the image, you can shrink it again, you can make it small enough so that if you want to write something on the side and you have lots of different color choices, that you can go ahead and do something like that. So as you're talking in class, you can talk about what an opisthocont is. You can then, you can also erase, okay? And you can resize your diagram, which I think is actually one of the really nice things to be able to do. So I can see opisthocanta, where they're related to other kinds of organisms, and then I can write a few things on the side. Okay, so now what I've done is I've taken a couple of screenshots because before you couldn't really see exactly how I was doing what I was doing, and now I've taken a screenshot as an image and inserted it as a photo into Explain Everything so that you can see some of the tools that are here. So the drawing options allow you to choose different pens, and I'm going to actually use the pointer option. Obviously there's red, there's green. You can set your pen thickness over here. You can change the transparency if you want it to look a little lighter. And so the pen tool is really a nice tool for using having the ability to write on top of images, whether they're a PowerPoint slide, other kinds of diagrams, photographs. You can write right on top of them. You'll see also that there's a number of other things that you can do along the side here. And again, what I'm doing right now is because I clicked on this pointer option here, and I actually have a few different pointer options, I can kind of point to the different things that I was just showing you. So this was the pen tool. This is a slide sorter over here. I'll show you a little bit later. And when I first typed Explain Everything on the first slide, I used this tool over here. Obviously, if you download this, you can play around with it yourself. And then at the bottom here is where the recording's going on. So the reason that you can hear me saying this is that I hit the red record button, talk for a little while, and then when I'm done talking, I can stop it and then wait a little bit, think about what I want to say on the next slide, and then advance it to the next slide. Okay, so with the Insert Image button, you can insert photos from your photo roll, certainly from a camera. Using Dropbox integrated with Explain Everything is very powerful if you use Evernote. So there's a lot of different ways that you can insert material for your Explain Everything presentation. A couple of other things that you will notice is that there's this little icon down here, and this puts Explain Everything into presentation mode so that when you're in class, you can get rid of some of the border and just show the slides when you're projecting this to the screen, because otherwise everything sort of shows up, which isn't necessarily a bad idea. You can also see where you can advance the slides. Okay, slide 2 and 3. You can see that sometimes it's a little too easy to resize things if you forget to click on or touch on this tool at the top with the little hand, or at least unselect what you had before. It'll start moving things, or you'll start moving things or writing things when you didn't intend to. So it takes just a little bit of practice. It's really not too bad though. When you're finished and you like what you have, you can save your project by just clicking over here at the bottom, and this save will allow you to change the name if you want to. You can just type the name in here. You can see I have a number of presentations that are saved to my iPad right now. I threw in a couple of slides that I've used in my class just so you can kind of see a little bit what it might look like when you're in class. And also I realized that you couldn't quite see where the save button was on the last slide. So here it is. You can save. You can go home, which will go to all of your presentations. This is the export button over here. Okay, so let me just move ahead. When you hit the home button, this is what you'll see. You'll see the fact that you can see all of the presentations that you might have. These are different lectures that I've downloaded for my classes and have given as presentations. You can create a new project. All right. If you want to just start a blank project, you can have some blank slides. Obviously, you can import from Evernote, Dropbox, from Photos. Probably if you have other applications, Explain Everything can link up with that, and you can import from those as well. You'll also notice here that you can export your presentations to various applications. And you'll notice that there are preferences where you can change some of the settings, and the help menu is actually pretty good, so you can check that out as well. One note about importing, when I import from Dropbox, I find that instead of going into the Explain Everything application and just importing from Explain Everything, I find that it's easier to go to Dropbox. And this is a screenshot from my Dropbox, one of my invertebrate zoology folders that has a number of PowerPoint presentations. And so here what I've done is I've clicked on this Cnidaria PowerPoint, and it shows up over here, and then you can click on this and open it directly into Explain Everything. This works better than trying to open it from the Explain Everything application, because Explain Everything has such large icons that often the titles are cut off. And if you have a number of files that have similar starts, maybe they end in a different year or type, or you can only read the first few letters sometimes. It's kind of annoying. And Dropbox actually allows you to preview it to say, oh yeah, this is actually the one that I wanted to upload or import. And otherwise you end up importing them and having to delete them and starting over again. So my recommendation is to go to Dropbox directly to import or open up your files into Explain Everything. So while I was in the process of making this, of course there was a new update to Explain Everything, and so they just added this insert web browser button here, and it's kind of interesting because it opens up a web browser, which is what I did previously, and then I went to the Keen.edu. No, I didn't. I went to the American Arachnological Society website. I should have done a Keene State one, huh? And opened up the web page for the American Arachnological Society. And so now basically it's just a shot of their homepage. And you can obviously write over it. And I wrote a note over here. This is sort of like Sketch, where you can take screenshots of websites and write on them. And here it allows you to do it automatically and embed it into your Explain Everything presentation if that's something that you want to do. Just a couple more things. This is showing where if you click on this icon over here, you get the slide sorter. And if you just hold down a slide, you can delete it, you can copy it, or you can just move it around and change the order of your slides pretty easily. Finally, I'm just ending with a drawing that I did in class on a blank slide. You can easily just insert a blank slide in the presentation and start writing or drawing anything. And so it works for recording and producing online lectures like this. And it also works for live presentations in class. So hope you found this helpful. Thanks a lot. Bye.